Hi, this is Ashley with Fashion 50 magazine. We're here in San Diego today to learn the story behind Flex Watches and the Living Memoir. Flex Watches is a local, socially responsible fashion brand, and the Living Memoir is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing about suicide awareness and prevention. Trevor, Travis, and Nate are all a part of the San Diego Power Players feature in the February 2012 issue of Fashion 50 magazine, where we go undercover with some of the biggest movers and shakers in the county. Let's go meet Trevor Jones, Travis Lubinsky, and Nate Stodgehill to see how these companies are working together to give back.
We started Flex Watches in early 2011. Trevor and I wanted to create awareness for various charities that affected our lives. And when we came across Flex Watches, we knew it was time to turn our dream into a reality. We've been fortunate enough to team up with a lot of good people in San Diego who have really helped us with our national exposure.
I think as you get older, you realize that everyone has their own stuff they deal with. Everyone's been affected by something. And so that's why we had that idea of bringing on several different organizations so people could feel a little bit closer to the brand than just giving back towards one thing, And at the end of the day, we all have one goal, one vision, and that's, to give back, to be socially responsible, and that's what Flex Watches is trying to do. We actually met Nate and the whole MTV crew at Miller's Field on a Saturday.
They told me about their products, 10 charities, 10%, 10 different colors. And so I came up with the idea, why don't we just make another charity for suicide awareness? I mean, it's going to be a great cause. We can come up with our own colors, and that's pretty much just where it snowballs from there.
We ended up talking to Nate a little bit more on a personal level, and he explained to us his background with his friend Joe that passed, and a background of suicide with family, and so it touched me, and then I explained to Travis what was going on.
We started to realize how big of an issue suicide really was and how relevant it was to not only myself and Trevor's lives, but Nathan's.
Coming from my arduous background and in trials and tribulations with suicide, I wanted to put my story out there.
And it was like, hey, we don't have a light blue, which Nate wanted to do, and we were like, let's use this and push out the suicide awareness discussion board. And that's how the Living Memoir was created.
The Living Memoir is an online discussion board allowing people to anonymously, express themselves. We offer site moderation from licensed professionals.
The site is actually linked up with the National Suicide Lifeline, who has 150 call centers across the nation. And the site is designed to protect the individual users, and if there is a problem, there's an immediate danger protocol, emergency action plan, if you will, that is taken to help prevent a suicidal act.
And it's fantastic to see the lives that we've touched. I remember the first time that I actually received an email from a mother, and she said that she was thankful to me for establishing TLM because her daughter was still with her today. It just took one little idea, but we think that we're onto something, and we can actually change tomorrow for the better. With over 300,000 page views and priceless lives saved, please go check out www.thelivingmemoir.com. The Living Memoir has a signature series, Light Blue Watch, at flexwatches.com. 10% goes to National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And if you or someone you know is experiencing suicidal tendencies, don't be afraid to contact National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK.
To learn more and read the full interview, please visit us online at fashion50.com. And remember, you too can make a difference.